What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Board Game Sensei YouTube channel. I'm your boy Nick, and we're back at it again with the top 50 board games of all time, the 2025 edition. And we're going to jump right back into it. So we're moving on to my number 30. We're moving on to my number 30 through 21. And guys, these are the games that hit the table more often than not, more than the 31 and upwards. But these are games that you're starting to see come out more often. So let's go ahead and get started. The first, for my number 30, where we have Veiled Fate. Now, Veiled Fate is one of those games that is a hidden role game where you're trying to push your demigod to victory. And if you're not careful, your friends, your family members, they can catch on to your lies, and you will be put to the very back, and it is absolutely devastating. But for my number 30 game, that is Veiled Fate. If you guys haven't tried Veiled Fate yet, I really enjoy Ivy Studios games. Here recently, I've been enjoying a lot of their games. And man, Veiled Fate is one of those games that when you pull it out to the table and you get it out, you just have a blast with your friends, your family, whoever you're playing it with. That's my number 30, and that is Veiled Fate. Let's go on to my number 29. So my number 29 game is Res Arcana. And in Res Arcana, what you're doing is each player is a mage and you're vying for power against your rivals. And each player is going to have a personal deck of 8 cards or 8 artifact cards that you're trying to use efficiently in order to gain monuments and to gain places of power and before your rivals seize them. In Res Arcana, when we played it, I really need to get this played at maybe 4 players, 3 players, because I've only played it here at 2 players, and I know they have a Res Arcana duel. But when I played this game, it was absolutely a blast. I had a good time with it, and I know that they've come out with 3 other expansions to add to this game, and I've heard it's really good. But first, I want to try this out more to see if I want to get those expansions because I had a blast just with the base game. But we have number 29, Res Arcana. And if you haven't played this one, I encourage you to give it a shot because this was actually recommended to me, and I'm glad I picked this one up. So that's my number 29 game, and that's Res Arcana. Let's move on to number 28. Now, my number 28 game is a game that has dropped so many spots, and I used to play this game nonstop for days. And man, I'm a little bit discouraged that it dropped this far because this game actually used to be my number 1 back in the day, look, a couple of years ago, and that is Ark Nova. It has hit my 28th spot. Ark Nova is still a good game, but I haven't gotten it out to the table like I should or like I wanted to, and because of that, it has dropped down a lot of spots, and it is now at my 28th spot. But I will go ahead and tell you, with the Marine Worlds expansion, this game adds so much to the game. It allows you to do a little bit more combos, to dig through your cards a little bit more, and man, every time I would get Ark Nova out to the table, especially earlier this year, I would have an absolute blast. Now, I played this one solo more than I played it multiplayer because I just like it solo. Now, I will play it multiplayer, but it just takes twice as long than as if you would play it solo. But this is a great soloable game. So if you ever get a chance to play Ark Nova, go ahead and pick it up. If you play solo, this is a great one to play solo. For my number 28 game, we have Ark Nova. Now, my number 27 game is a deck builder, and I absolutely love deck builders. And honestly, when I got this game, especially when I first started the hobby, this is one of the first games I got. And man, did it blow my mind away for what deck builders could do. And that is my number 27 is Fort. Man, Fort is just an interesting little deck builder where you're trying to build this fort up, you're trying to keep your best friends, get rid of your best friends. You're pretty much kids in a playground or playing and building a fort and trying to get the macaroni sculpture. And this is just a fantastic deck builder that I still enjoy very greatly, very, very much so. And I really want to try this more at more player counts because I've only played it at 2 players. But man, Fort is just a really fantastic and fun game that I just really wish I could get back to the table. And again, there's a reason why this is my number 27 because it just doesn't get as played as much as I would like to get it played. And I can probably say that for all of my board games that I have behind me. But man, if I could just get this one back, I know that this could climb up some more steps on the ladder there on Pub Meeple especially. But that is my number 27 game, and that is Sport. And if you haven't got the chance to play this one, go pick this one up. Now, my number 26 game, this game packs a big punch for such a little box. And honestly, when I got this game, I thought that this game wasn't going to be as fun as it is, but boy, oh boy, was I absolutely wrong. And that game is Inheritors. If you have not played Inheritors, you really need to pick this one up. And the reason this one also is so low, which is I only played this technically one time, but it made that much of an impression to be one time on my list. And that is just it's just such a good, great card game that I think is better than Lost Cities, to be honest with you. But man, when I got this out to the table, it just did something for me that honestly I wanted to play again and again and again that night. And we played this probably about 3 or 4 times that night. But Inheritors, I'm so glad that it's at the number 26 spot because it really, honestly, it deserves probably to be higher. And I hope it does get a little bit higher as we go, as I play these games more. But man, Inheritors for such a little card box game, such a great, great, great game. Inheritors, my number 26. Now, number 25 is pretty interesting to me. Now, like I said, I like deck building games, and this one specifically, I played it with my wife maybe a couple months ago, and man, a little bit over a couple months ago. I definitely played it this year in 2025. I have both editions of this game, and boy, oh boy, is this one actually really, really fun, and more fun than I thought it would be. And I would like to try out the team version of it, and that is Star Wars, the deck building game. I like Star Wars. Now, I don't like Star Wars as much as I like the Lord of the Rings, but I mean, Star Wars is a really cool theme for me. There was a stage there, especially when I went to Disney, where I was probably watching something Star Wars probably every night of the week. And man, Star Wars, the deck building game, is a great, interesting build by Fantasy Flight Games. And boy, oh boy, is this one a great game. And if you haven't played, I'm going to say this for all of my games, really. If you haven't played Star Wars, the deck building game, and pick this up because it's absolutely a great time. I probably prefer this one more than the Clone Wars, but still, both games are absolutely solid. My number 25 game, Star Wars, the deck building game. My number 24 game, I got this game also when I first started the hobby. Man, I got a lot of games when I first started the hobby. As a matter of fact, it got so bad to where I was buying games almost every day of the week. I would come home, my wife would ask me, where in the world are you getting all these games? And there would be a big pile in the corner of just games. And this is one of them. And man, I'm so glad I did because I still absolutely love playing this game. I actually played this game a couple weeks ago, and that is Overboss, my number 24 game. Overboss, there's another game on this list coming up very soon that I also like, that I also bought. Now, this was before I even started the hobby, the other one that I bought. But Overboss, a dungeon building game, is, man, it's to me, I like it a little bit better than Cascadia. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but man, it's just something about the 12-bit art where it looks like a video game, and you have these tiles and you're placing them on your board, and they have different abilities. You have these monster tiles that you're placing on the board, and they also score points for you. And it's just a satisfying puzzle, I guess you could say, of a tile building game. And it's very simple. It's very easy to pick up. You can play it with your family. You can play it with I'd say you can play it with your younger kids. I mean, it's just an absolutely fantastic tile laying game that I would recommend for pretty much anybody. Even new gamers coming in, I would recommend Overboss because I taught it fairly easy to my friends when we were playing at a game night a couple weeks ago. And man, Overboss for my number 24, it's at a good spot, and that is number 24, and that's Overboss. Now, number 23, 22, and 21, they surprised me, and I can't wait to show you. I had to change out my microphone because my other one died, but man, my number 23, I'm surprised this one hit my list because this hasn't hit my list in a very long time, but I found that when I play it solo, when I play it with other people, I still have a great time playing it. It surprises me every time, and honestly, I am getting to the point to where I'm almost wanting to get some expansions for this one, and that is Wingspan. If you know me any at all, I absolutely like animals, love animals, and this is a beautiful game by Elizabeth Hargrave, and it's a great system. It's an engine building game, which is my second favorite mechanic in board gaming. And man, I just, every time I get this one to the table, I don't know, it just hits some kind of spot, some sweet spot to where, I mean, they're literally playing birds, you're laying eggs, you're observing the birds, and you feel like you are watching these birds play out before your very eyes. And it's just such a great game that really deserves to be on a lot more lists than what it does. Now, look, I will be honest with you. There was a time where this had a lot of hype, but I think the hype was valid. And, man, Wingspan is such a great one for my number 23, and that's Wingspan. Now, we're down to 2 more games for this specific list. And, man, it's interesting how these games have made my list that I haven't played in a very, very long time. Number 22 is another flip and right game, and I'm so surprised. See, like I said earlier in my other videos, I used to hate flipping rights. I used to hate rolling rights. I used to hate all the type of draw right type games. But man, do these games hit some kind of spot when you're playing them. I don't know what it is. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And my number 22 is Welcome To. And I have pretty much all the expansions to this game, and I've played it with non-board gamers. I've played it with friends who are gamers. I've played it with just my wife, and every time I play it, I just have a good stinking time. It's just one of those games that somehow works when it shouldn't, right? It works when it shouldn't, but it's a puzzle. It really burns your brain, and you can still talk and communicate with your friends and just have a good time while you're playing, and it goes fairly fast. So, I mean, and the game can end really quickly, or it can go on for as long as you want it. I guess it just depends on how much of a thinker you are. But man, Welcome To is just so what's the word I'm looking for? It's just good. It's just good. I mean, it's just a good game. And man, starting to talk about these games makes me want to put them back to the table. Like I said, if I had a table here, we don't have a table quite yet, but we're getting there. But man, this one I can just pull out on my coffee table and have a solo game of it, and maybe even pull out some of the expansions. I want to try those out. But then my number 22, and that's Welcome To. Now my number 21 is a game that I was very surprised hit my list, because I haven't played this one since even before I was even in the board game hobby. So let's go to my number 21. Now onto the final game of this specific list from 30 to 21. This makes sense why it actually hit my list, because we used to play the breaks off this game. Actually, we played it until the box is actually tore up, and I no longer have the instructions to the game. Some of the cards are messed up. I probably eventually will have to get a new copy of this, because some stuff is missing. But that is Boss Monster, the dungeon building card game. This game surprised me on how good it was when I first got it. And actually, when I first got it, there wasn't as much content out for it as there is now. And actually, there's a whole new Boss Monster game called Super Boss Monster that comes with all the expansions and everything to it. And it's fairly cheap. And I've been tempted, but I know that I just don't need any more board games, obviously, here right now. But if this is messed up, maybe in the future we'll see. Maybe I'll have to pick that up, because this is actually a really, really good time. And I would recommend this game to just a non-board gamer, because before I even was in the hobby, I played this game and I absolutely loved it, and I still love it. And if I don't get it to the table, because honestly, it's one of those games, I don't know what. I guess the artwork doesn't please everybody, because it's not the prettiest art, right? It's a video game art. It doesn't appeal to everyone, but I love the art. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love the art. The gameplay is good. But there's obviously of the games that I've played that have beaten this one, and we'll see that on the next list. But my number 21 is Boss Monster. And again, this is one where you are creating a dungeon and you're trying to get the heroes to really destroy them in your dungeon and trying to beat them there. And there's bosses that you can choose from. And man, it's just such a good little card game. But that is my numbers 30 through 21. And look, we're getting to the cream of the crop. So next week I'll have numbers 20 through 11, and boy, we're getting to the cream of the crop, and I cannot wait to show you guys those games. So this is numbers 30 through 21. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.